Okay, so I'm live. Yay. So today I'm going to be doing a response to Cynthia G again. I'm kind of trailing behind some of her topics right now. So this one is about Sasha Johnson, and I really don't know everything about Sasha Johnson, but I did, of course, look at Cynthia G's video. She has a lot of interesting videos. So of course, if you watched her video, if you haven't go watched it, also if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And back to what we were talking about. So basically, there was an incident with Sasha Brown. She got shot, and it was by an African American or African male. And the whole controversy about what Cynthia is saying has to do with the fact that she's out here supporting African Americans or African males, and yet this ended up happening to her that more than likely she got shot by an African or African American male. So I wanted to just come on here and give my thoughts and opinions about the subject. And the first thing is that BLM, I have a video that I did on another one of my channels, Cue the Realm, and it's about the BLM organization possibly being a gang stalking organization. So BLM, first of all, that Sasha Johnson was involved in is already a suspicious organization. It has been to me. I don't know about for other people. There's a lot of um, talk about them making money off of Black people's lives. So that's one thing. My next question is, what else does she do for a living? I'm just going to go through all the questions of a Black woman who wants to examine these Black women who are for or not for the African American males. So, my question is, what else did Sasha Johnson do for a living? Was she just an activist? She had a nice car, the car that got, busted into or broken. Her window got shattered. What else did she do for a living? I am looking off my paper. She mentioned diversity. Um, she mentioned something about diversity, but she supports Black Panthers. So my question is, in order for me to know more about who Sasha Johnson is, I would have to know why she supports Black Panthers. What was her reasoning behind getting in the Black Panthers organization? Because I know somebody who says that they're a Black Panther, and they didn't really come off as a Black Panther to me. They seemed like it kind of felt like it was a cover for acting like you're down with the Black people, but you're really not down with the Black people. That's weird because it looks like Black people, but I'm pretty sure all that type of stuff is out there. I don't think we are. She was mentioning that basically Black women have the same mindset no matter where they're from, the UK or wherever. And my opinion about that is completely different. I don't think that African Americans women's mindsets are exactly like women from Africa, and I don't think that men's mindsets are exactly the same. And the reason why is because I watch a lot of videos and I notice, some places in Africa, they have certain traditions and certain rituals and certain things that they do that we don't do. For example, some of the witchcraft stuff is that, they will, kill children in certain places in Africa because they think that it's going to bring them luck and fortune. We don't do that over here. I hope we're not doing that over here. There's a lot of witchcraft revolving around their children, around a lot of different things. Also, even if you talk about medical things, sometimes they seem to have skills in certain things that we don't have on the positive side. Our civilization is a little bit different than theirs. So I don't think that we're the same. Also, even if you look at Candace Owens' video that she did with the African woman, when African men are in charge in Africa, which a lot of African American men don't get that chance, especially not young, youthful ones that look like they know what they're talking about and seem educated. But when the black men over there get a chance to run their country, they come off to be very abusive, and they don't seem like they're trying to help their country. And then they come over here and so there is a thing to black men. I'm not saying they're all perfect, but I'm just making a point that I don't think that us black people from Africa America are the same as all the other black people around the country. I don't think so. I don't feel like we're the same. I feel like if they come over here, it's easy to get adjusted to over here because we try to carry ourselves a certain way in a certain light. Some of us, the good people. So the next thing is she was saying that men, why is it Sasha Johnson fighting for the girls when men don't reciprocate the same thing? They think they don't have to reciprocate the same thing. So my answer to that is really you have to figure out the psychology of what's going on in that man's life as a young kid. What happened to him? Yes, it takes history because being in a relationship takes work. And sometimes that means detoxing someone from what they've been through. This person might have been, living with his mom. She might have been living with a stepdad. He might have made one mistake and he got kicked out the house. He had to go to boarding school. You really don't know why a man would. The mom might have made the man feel more important than she made her children feel. So the man says, "Oh well, woman doesn't need, they're not anything. They don't mean anything to me. They'll just push me off to the side. They'll put their husband first or our stepdad first or whatever." And so, or if they see you making money in a certain type of way, they're going to view you as a certain type of way. They might think, oh, she has her life all together. She doesn't need me as a man. Women say that a lot. I don't need you, blah, 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 blah. So they might want your help, but they feel like you don't need anything. You're so strong, you're this, you're that. So women act like they have it put together. I already talked about how African men can be worse than African American men. I'm not saying that they always are. I just see that they're in power in certain places. And if you look at even those girls in college, they have a video that's talking about African men who are trying to have sex with these young girls for their grades. And then you can watch the video and see how those African men are acting. I would hope that African American men are acting like that, and they don't even really try to put them in position because there's a lot of times when there are good African American men that are in places where we need them, and they get rid of them. They don't want a bunch of good African American men somewhere. When good men do show up, there's always somebody trying to like get rid of them. It's like they'll accept a bad and corrupt person before they'll accept a good and positive person because they know they're going to see you through and help you through the way, and they might not be promoting that. So the next thing is her whole Instagram. She was saying, Cynthia was saying that Sasha's whole Instagram is about black men. So that's my thing. Her whole Instagram was about black men. That doesn't that seem kind of suspicious to you guys? Like that's the whole suspicious thing about BLM. The man wasn't in the picture. She had 3 kids. Why is she supporting black men so much? She might actually not support black men. We really don't know. She might be in an organization that's killing black men. She might be upset with what the black men did to her. And she's actually, putting money on these black men's head. What about the founder of BLM? She's making so much money, making these mansions, getting these mansions. Are you really giving back to Black African American kids, are you really giving back to the community besides passing out those shirts and making money and making mugs and making earrings with people's faces on it? Are you giving back to Black America, the communities, the women, the boys, the children? Are you doing any of that? Or are you just waiting on the next death so that you can pass out some stuff and get some money for yourself so you can go live happy for yourself? Giving the family a whole bunch of money, that family's not investing the money in anything that has to do with making African American communities better. So we don't know what this lady is really up to with helping Black men. She might just be helping herself. So she might have thought of the man as exceptional, but not realizing them as a whole. Okay. There's no mention of her father, anything like that. So she's not even talking about anything good about the Black men in her life. What makes you guys think that this lady is actually working for Black men? Okay, and don't fight for Black men that wouldn't fight for you. I agree on that. I agree on that. But you're still acknowledging that there's still some Black men out there. So are you going to say, I'm not going to fight for any Black men because some of them are bad, or I'm going to fight for Black men because some of them are good? And then you're going to have children that are Black little boys and Black little girls, or are you going to say, no, I'm not going to worry about that because that's not my problem, when these kids are going to grow up to be those same Black men and Black women? You have to make that decision. Remembering the good and Black men. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the reason why some people fight for Black men is because, for me personally, I know that Black men have told me things that I shouldn't do. Don't do this, don't do that. And a lot of times it comes off as controlling or jealous. And you're like, okay, I'm good. I know how to handle myself. I know what to do, or it'll be okay. You're just being super overprotective. But I found out over time that if I would have listened to those Black men, my life would have been much better. I probably could have saved, I could have preserved life, lived, life could have, went on longer in certain situations in my life. I have one friend that passed away. He used to try to tell me, don't go out hanging out with a lot of people. I really didn't that much, but those little things. Somebody would say, don't use this product. Something bad would happen. Like, I just feel like if we listen to men a little bit more and became a little more open to what they're saying and not just thinking that they're trying to control us, that we could see further down the line, just like with our parents, that they are actually trying to protect us. Or you cannot listen to them and watch the horrible things that happen, and then you can say, wow, that person was really trying to protect me. If I was listening to them, wow, how different would my life be today? Now I'm going through all this pain and I'm experiencing this pain, and I was just experiencing things, trying to discover life. I didn't think it would be that bad, and they told me not to do that. And now look. So then the next thing is, we don't know what she was driven by until we literally ask her. We don't know what this lady was driven by. We don't know why she's out here fighting for Black men. You don't know that it could be a money deal. Like I said, it could be something actually negative, and she's not really for Black men. You don't know until you ask her, excuse me, Miss Sasha Johnson, what drove you to fighting for Black men? And if it's something extremely simple, then okay, because I love Black men. When there's a story behind it, that's when you can feel the intensity and kind of understand more of where a person is coming from. Sure, Black men are dying. I don't want my son to die. I want to fight. I have children, but sometimes people have a story that's even deeper, and that's pretty deep. But sometimes it gets even deeper. So you really just have to ask the person. So why would she be receiving threats? Why would she be receiving threats just because she's fighting for black men's lives? White people are doing that. There's so many people who are carrying signs saying, you know, don't kill people in general. They're fighting for white and black. Why would they just be picking on this lady because of speaking up for black men? That doesn't really make too much sense to me unless she's also fighting for other causes, like she's fighting against the Middle East, maybe possibly. She's like for the Palestine or for the Jews, whatever she wants to be, but just fighting for black men, that's kind of crazy. So you're saying there's some white racist man is after her. I'm not saying black men can't discriminate against you even though they're black, but a black man was after her. What makes you think that she didn't have personal problems that were going on with a black man in her life? Like I said, we don't know. We're only going based off of what we see. We don't know what she does behind closed doors. We don't know if that girl is a gang stalker, if she's getting paid contract deals. She could be a secret spy or murderer for all we know. I don't want to say those things, but you really have to just analyze everything. Right now, the BML, or I'm sorry, BLM organization is getting a lot of backlash right now. They've been looking extremely suspicious to the point where people are thinking that they might be setting up these people to get set up. They might be setting these black people up so that they can make money off of black people, just like there's a black market. You know, black people are scared to go to the hospital. I don't know. I'm just saying. And BLM should not be, I'm suspicious of the BLM organization. I'm going to tell you that right now. BLM should not be just about black men. It should also be about black women. It should really just be about, I'll get looked at if I say all lives matter. But look at Tony Tampier. The same thing happened to him, and he was a white man. The same thing happened to him as George Floyd. So both of those things visually affected me in a horrible way, whether they were black or white. To watch those men die like that when they needed help and they weren't doing anything wrong, that was traumatizing. So the black men, I feel like it's the black men worshiping culture versus the people correcting culture. Is this all about black men, black men? Is that what you're going to make it about? Black women, I understand you need to put your race first when other people don't put you first. And you need to be paid attention to when your statistics, there's not that many of us. But are you going to make this about Black Lives Matter? Or are you going to make this about correcting people when they need to be corrected in general? Let's go the whole way because God corrects those whom he loves. This is about correcting people from doing wrong things and doing bad things. So, I mean, I really don't know what else to say, but I just think that we need to analyze where these people are really coming from, what they're really doing. We're not in their everyday lives. We don't know what is really going on with those people. We don't know who they really support. Nowadays, there's so many money deals. We got gang stalking out here where you get paid to literally harass somebody. The If you look at the Palestine payment video, they show you how Palestine terrorists were getting paid to do these things to people's families, and they get paid over years and years and years because they caused this brutality toward people. I just want to make sure that these black women and black men who are supporting this BLM organization are actually supporting black people and not trying to use this as a business to profit so that they can get a house, so that they can get a car. They're out here actually killing their own people to get money. That's all that I want to make sure. I'm about all lives matter. And innocent people shouldn't get hurt. That's just how it is. So That's all I have to say about that. I hope the lady gets better so maybe she can come out here and answer some of those questions. Why is she a Black Panther in the first place? What really motivated her to do this? What does she really do for a living? How does she make her money? She has a nice car. She has 3 kids. What is she really doing? I just want to make sure you're not out here taking Black wives. And you got Black men coming after you. I don't know what's really going on. I know Black men could be wrong, but I'm thinking you would be a woman who could understand the psychology of Black men, but maybe you're going through something else, something that we can't see. Maybe you love a Black man who is damaged and you can't get away from him more. Maybe you're causing problems with the Black man. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. So, well, thank you. I appreciate Cynthia G's material. It's given me a lot to trail behind so that I can make this content. And thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you. See you guys later.